I'm going to keep this topic a little bit short, but just express some importance into some of the trading myths that are out there. When you want to get into trading and you talk to friends, family, whatever, and they mention a couple of dangerous things that they've heard, and leave your money to the pros and all that stuff. Let's just get it out the way to be done with. But let's go ahead and get this disclosure out the way. Now, I've been trading spreads mostly for many years. I have a lot of friends in the futures markets. I can tell you right now, I know algorithmic guys, I know hedge fund guys now that are, trade algorithmically in the future markets. I myself also, I do options on equities and things like that. And, I make, 10-20% conservative a year on that. Leaves me as a happy camper. But in the futures markets, we want to just talk about where people say, losing more in your account than the account value. It's not a myth. It's true. It can happen, but it's a rarity. It has to do with management, and we'll talk about in further future videos about margins and understanding the notional values of their contracts and what you're doing. Everything is about knowing and doing and being safe and preventative. So, can you lose more than your account value? You could, and that's from being ignorant and not knowing what you're doing and just having some random black swan event that may come or whatever. One move can wipe you out overnight. It's a misconception. It's kind of put out into a different context of things. So, again, we're dealing with markets here in the future equity markets that are very liquid. Okay, so that's one of the ways that we want to avoid if there's any kind of like a swan event or something like that, that the liquidity in the market is liquidity meaning amount of contracts traded and stuff like that is going to help prevent some of that. But in the future equity markets, like right now when we're dealing with these micros, which are so popular, some of these things are trading close to 1 million contracts a day. So you have a lot of volume in there that cushions, catastrophic moves that are going to detriment your account. Now, again, when we're trading in this topics, we're talking day trading. We're sitting there, we're managing our trade, and we're going to have entry strategies as well as exit strategies and money management strategies, and that are going to help prevent you from catastrophic losses and stuff. We're dealing with markets, guys, that are open 23 hours a day worldwide. They're traded electronically by, millions of people out there at millions of contracts a day. So it's something that, it is true, but in the context, really, it's something that it's possible, but just not likely. Okay, so we've all heard like rumors, like you get up in the morning and you hear over the news or you hear from your coworkers, man, the nat gas, this one trading firm lost millions of dollars overnight. Well, it's the way that they traded it. They're trading maybe with more risk than they can take, even as a firm. There's people that trade aggressively. There's people that, over trade seasonality and over 10 whole years have had winning streaks. They get comfortable and they over leverage their own portfolios for other investors out there. And people have been known in history to blow out accounts. One event happened several years ago. Where a firm blew out they leveraged their whole portfolio on like 2 energy trades, and overnight they got squeezed. They got out leveraged, and they were done, and they're done with now. Some commodities like wheats and stuff, they do this thing called limit up or down, and people get locked in those things. If you're on the wrong side and all of a sudden there's a demand on wheat, a supply issue, and the demand goes up, prices will go to a certain point on those commodities where they can lock up, and it's called limit up. And then some people, if you're on the wrong side of that trade, you might not be able to get out. And these are more for swing traders, guys that are investing. You're trading more than a day long. You're not day trading. You're not in and out of the markets right away. And this can tend to happen. It happens to big traders as well as small traders. It's not just a matter of what your size is and who you are. It's about what you know and what you're doing and what your context. It's all part of the context. Okay, so. A lot of that also has to do with, like I just said, having the proper account size, having the right trade risk, in your execution and exits and things like that. That's all going to be part of your strategy too. That accounts for this as well. Okay, so another one is capital requirement. People think that you have to have a ton of money to be trading in the future markets. And it's not true. You don't need a ton of money. In fact, you need way less money than trading stocks. To trade stock accounts, you need quite a bit of money. In fact, to day trade stocks, you have to have at least 25,000 minimum in your account to trade, to day trade. There's pattern day trader rules and stuff like that apply. In the future markets, you can trade with as little as a couple $1,000 account, you can trade 200 times a day, depending on what your strategy is. If you're scalping in and out real quick, and you're not going to get into any of the trouble by the brokers or the clearinghouse exchanges or anything. However, that is because of the fact that you are using margin to get in these trades. In the next session, we'll discuss margins. Margin in the wrong hands is very dangerous, and in most people's hands it is because of what we are trading, understanding what you're trading and what the value of what you are trading is. So now the capital requirements are very, very low. You don't require much capital to be getting into futures trading. In fact, we'll go through that in the next videos. Access is not complicated. Some people think that this is going to be something very hard to get into as far as technology. It is not hard to get into. We'll talk about equipment that's involved, in a later video, perhaps to discuss what kind of equipment will be involved, other than what kind of level laptops you'll need for depending on what kind of platform you're going to use. But access is not limited. Most standard brokers, the major big names, have access to futures trading. In fact, a lot of people that have regular jobs out there that have 401ks, most likely your firm that you're under, like the big houses like TD Ameritrade or Trade, Charles Schwab and stuff like that are holding your IRAs or 401ks, they also have futures trading platforms within their brokerage. Okay, and the best thing is that within their access these days, we have a demo and practice available for free. As long as you're holding an account in one of these broker platforms, they'll give you a simulated account and you can actually practice. Once you start getting into your strategies and things, this series is not about strategies. This series is about introducing you to the future markets. But once you get more further into having an account set up, understanding what the cost is going to take to open up, the minimum balance and requirements to open an account, you'll be able to use the platforms to practice your strategies and things like that after you start learning what those are, and learning your signals and learning your entries and learning how to execute, and then managing the trade. And what management level are you going to use? Are you scalping? Are you swing trading during the day? So we'll go through all that stuff in the future. But again, the cool thing is that access is not complicated. Access is available widely through anywhere. Very minimal account requirements dollar-wise are necessary to open up an account, and your brokers again will provide you with platforms that will allow you to sim trade your accounts. And so sim trading is you're practicing with virtual money, you're practicing with virtual just dollars that they give you, but the actual strategies are electronically being drilled for free. And so you can really get a good feel of what your experiences will entail once you are ready to go live. In my next little mini video series, I'll discuss margin requirements, and so you'll get a better understanding of the capital it would take to day trade micro futures, and then from there you'll understand the more affordableness of capital required to be involved in these markets. Okay, see you in the next video.